High school was a whirlwind of noise, bells ringing, sneakers squeaking on polished floors, laughter echoing off lockers, and conversations overlapping like waves. In the middle of it all was Karen, a boy who never walked, he strutted. He carried himself with the kind of arrogance that came from years of getting away with too much. People didn't just know his name, they avoided it. He was the guy who pushed too far and laughed the loudest when others squirmed. That afternoon was like any other. The final bell had just rung, and students spilled into the hallways in a chaotic flood. Karen stood with his usual crowd, leaning against a wall near the stairwell, tossing jokes and making noise, enjoying the way people made space for him. His eyes wandered, always on the lookout for the next chance to entertain, to dominate, to remind everyone who he was. Then she walked in. Her name was Anya. Few people really knew her. She was the quiet type present, but somehow distant. Like a calm eye in the storm of adolescence, she moved with a quiet grace, black skirt swaying slightly as she walked. Head held high. Earbuds in. Not a trace of fear in her step. She didn't look at him. Didn't even notice the silence that momentarily fell over the hallway, as her presence passed like a breeze. Karen, never one to let his ego rest, nudged his friends and said something crude, something meant to get a laugh. He stepped forward, careless and cocky, and in a split-second decision meant to humiliate, he reached out and lifted her skirt. Time froze, but only for a heartbeat. In a flash, Anya moved not out of panic, not in shame, but with the precision of someone who had trained her, body to respond without hesitation. She grabbed his wrist mid-movement, twisted it with control, and swept his legs from under him in a single, practiced motion. He hit the floor hard, breath knocked from his chest, while his friends gasped and took a step back. No words, no drama, just action. It wasn't just that she'd defended herself, it was the way she did it, calm, exact, no rage. No fluster, no spectacle. Karen scrambled up, humiliated in a way that words could never have managed. The hallway didn't erupt into laughter. It went still. A new kind of silence took over, not from shock, but from realization. Anya walked on, earbuds still in, barely glancing back. Word spread faster than any rumor ever had. Everyone learned that she was a trained fighter national level. Disciplined, focused, but more than that. People started to understand something deeper. Strength doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just waits quiet and unmoving until it's needed. Karen changed after that. Not overnight, but something in him cracked that day. He stopped using his voice like a weapon. He didn't shrink, but he learned to carry himself differently, less like a storm and more like someone who'd finally seen the limits of power. Respect, real respect, had finally found space in the school's crowded hallways. And Anya? She never brought it up. Never needed to. She just kept showing up, graceful, grounded, and unbothered. A silent reminder that courage doesn't always roar, and some boundaries should never be crossed, because one moment of disrespect might meet a lifetime of discipline.